passion, jealousy, excitement, anger. When we feel these in the depths of our being, we have an opportunity to listen to our soul and hear God. It's day 4, Freedom Week. For 7 days, we are talking about taking a radical reclamation of our power and authority to heal from the inside out. Today, we're talking about listening to our souls and the Spirit of God. So, God didn't start talking to us with the Bible. Before humans, God spoke through nature. God speaks in spirit through soul. Our soul is the eternal part of us. The language of the soul is abstract. Our souls may express themselves through our intuition or a gut feeling, patterns and synchronicities, dreams and visions, our hunger or drive or lack thereof. We know something is wrong or out of alignment when we experience darkness, dryness, separateness, or lostness. Our soul reminds us when we are out of alignment with our spirit. Our spirit is the eternal part of us that is hidden in Christ. It's the part that is outside of space and time. Our spirit is whole, perfect, and one with God. It can never be harmed. It is safe in God's care. We live by the Spirit. We worship in spirit. The Spirit testifies with our spirit that we are children of God. We stay in alignment with our spirit when we listen to our bodies, minds, and souls. Remember, the body uses pain, the mind uses fear, and the soul uses the sense of separateness to remind us when things are out of alignment. The root cause of misalignment is often varied and multifaceted. The fruit of misalignment may be what's labeled as sin, but the root of it is brokenness or trauma. This brokenness is ultimately an illusion because our spirit is safe and whole. Our childhood, toxic relationships, doctors, and even church can reinforce this illusion. When we elect to fully participate in relationships that reinforce this illusion of brokenness and separateness, we are agreeing with our dysfunction. We are agreeing with our disorder instead of agreeing with the divine. An example of someone who listened to her soul is Rachel Held Evans. She wrote, "I told them we're tired of the culture wars, tired of Christianity getting entangled with party politics and power. Millennials want to be known by what we're for, not just what we're against. We don't want to choose between science and religion or between our intellectual integrity and our faith. Instead, we long for our churches to be safe places to doubt, to ask questions, and to tell the truth, even when it's uncomfortable. We want to talk about the tough stuff, biblical interpretation, religious pluralism, sexuality, racial reconciliation, and social justice, but without predetermined conclusions or simplistic answers. We want to bring our whole selves through the church doors, without leaving our hearts and minds behind, without wearing a mask." She goes on to say, just imagine if every church became a place where everyone is safe, but no one is comfortable. Imagine if every church became a place where we told one another the truth. We might just create sanctuary. She listened and heard her soul say that it was tired of the illusion of separateness, of otherness, of us versus them. And isn't that what so many of our souls are telling us, that we need sanctuary from all the noise that tells us we aren't free? But how can we know that we're listening to God rather than ego? Dallas Willard said, "It is much more important to cultivate the quiet, inner space of constant listening than to always be approaching God for specific direction." When we're asking God for help, it's often for selfish reason, out of our illusion of scarcity, brokenness, and separation. Richard Rohr says, "If something comes toward you with grace and can pass through you and towards others with grace, you can trust it is the voice of God." The language of the Spirit is grace, forgiveness, unity, compassion, generosity, love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. In Dallas Willard's book, Hearing God, Developing a Conversational Relationship with God, he says, generally speaking, we are in God's will whenever we're leading the kind of life he wants for us. And that leaves a lot of room for initiative, which is essential. Our individual initiatives are central to his will for us. Jesus said, "My sheep know my voice." But many of us are afraid of mistaking the divine voice for our own or something worse. We have to trust that if it is in alignment with the language of love that the Spirit speaks, that we are walking the way. We just got to start, and with every step, listen and learn. There's no perfect path that is free from mistakes, hills, and valleys. There's only forward, and forward with God. This kind of trusting, active listening relationship where our desires are God's desires, it's the kind of relationship that where you see the difference between saying I trust you and actually trusting somebody with something that means everything to you. It's the difference between saying I love you and making love. It's this mysterious oneness that makes life more colorful. Okay, you ready? So your exercise for today is to sit in silence for 3 minutes and ask God, what is holding me back? What's holding me back from experiencing the freedom you have for me and freely serving you and others? You know what this feels like. Where you are right now, you know what that feels like. You know what it feels like to have this physical issue that you're struggling with. You know what it feels like to have this mental struggle, battle that you're in. You know what it feels like to feel this dryness in your soul. Wherever you are, you know that place. But do you know all that God has for you? Ask God, what's holding you back? And then journal what you hear. And once you have the answer, I want to invite you to take initiative. Now, the Lord is spirit, and where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. Right now, I am inviting you to start something in faith and confidence and trust that you can experience even more freedom than you have so far this week. We have opened the doors to our coaching community. In our functional nutrition and wholeness coaching, we empower fed up millennials in St. Louis and beyond to feed their mind, body, and soul so they can experience more simplicity, confidence, and freedom in their healthcare and soul care. Let me share with you the goals of coaching. For you to feel empowered and free to live your best life and to bless others' lives. For you to experience miracles in the mundane. For you to live in heaven on earth through everything from the foods you eat to the thoughts you think. For you to get to the root of dysfunction and doubt. For you to learn to listen compassionately to your body, to your mind, and to your soul. Lastly, for you to connect the dots between and within healthcare and soul care. This is functional faith, nutrition, and wholeness coaching. Nutrition for the body, nutrition for the mind, and nutrition for the soul. As a member of our community, you'll receive a complimentary first session with a snapshot of your holistic health and resources. From there, you'll have 3 one-on-one coaching sessions where I'll help you design your personalized plan so that you can have more of what you desire in life and less of what you'd like to release. Next, you'll have weekly group coaching and accountability calls. I was going to read a bunch of statistics here, but just take my word for it, okay? Studies show that communities help you to live longer, healthier, and happier lives. In these calls, we'll be diving even deeper into everything we've been learning this week. Topics will include using functional nutrition and lifestyle for stress reduction, weight loss, pain management, hormone balance, healthier skin and hair, and even improved relationships with people and money. We'll learn to love ourselves and life so much more. Now, usually I charge $100 an hour for my services, and I've been told that's way too low. But I am passionate about the democratization of healthcare and soul care. And I want to be a part of the solution of the disparity in healthcare. So, for members, their investment in living their best lives is only $100 a month. I didn't even mention access to Real Plans, your complimentary meal planning service as a member. I also didn't mention the wellness center that we're building. We already have an AI high intensity interval training bike, a whole body vibration plate, red light therapy on the way, and a sauna that's back ordered, but it's coming. Oh, and I didn't mention you'll also have access to this workshop to watch again and again and to share with a friend or family member. You'll also have access to the Divine Doubt series as well as the Functional Faith Spiritual Exercise Program. Friend, this is for you. I am for you. God is for you. Are you ready to do this for yourself? Right now, there are 6 spots open. Simply visit functional.faith and schedule your first complimentary session. Tomorrow, we'll be right back here with a guest speaker and freedom fighter at 8 a.m. I'll see you then, friend.